Hello everybody, it's Darren Green back with the Play-Doh Project. This time we have tooth number 27, which is the right mandibular canine. I have the same instruments as before, and we're gonna go ahead and get right into it. Here is a 360-degree view of the model. Really quick. All right, we're gonna start off by measuring the anatomical tooth, which is the inciso edge to the tip of the root, the apex of the root. Usually for the mandibular canine, the anatomical tooth is about 27 millimeters. Here I have about 27 millimeters, so we're spot on. Next is the crown. Crown is usually 11 millimeters. Here I have about 11 millimeters or 10 millimeters. Next is the root. The root is 16 millimeters. Here I have about 17 to 18 millimeters. So this one is more accurate than I'd say the central incisor. However, all of them are pretty accurate, but this one is more spot on, give or take 1 millimeter. All right. So next we're going to identify each view. Here's the facial view. Here is the facial view. Let's see, let me get that in position, right? All right, you can obviously see the distal curve of the root to start out. You can also see that the distal marginal ridge is more curved than the mesial marginal ridge. And you can also see at the tip there is the labial ridge. All right, moving to the distal view. This would be the distal view. You can tell the concavity of the root as it curves distally towards that way, which is a weird angle. Here is a lingual view. You can definitely see how the root is bent distally. Let's get that together. Marginal ridges, all of the key characteristics of an ideal tooth. Here's the mesial view. And as you can see a root depression there on the mesial side, and the mesial cervical line is more curved apically on the mesial surface compared to the distal surface. Specifically for this tooth model, we have to identify, first and foremost, let me finish with the incisal view. That's the incisal view. And this will complete all of the views of this tooth model. Now we have to identify the labial ridge. And I believe we have to identify the cingulum. So here's the cingulum. Let me get my instrument. Here's the cingulum there. Wait, let's get in focused. Here's the cingulum. Right there, as you can see, each marginal ridge meets up to that point where the cingulum is, just below the cervical. Just below the cervical line. Trying to come into focus. Yep, just below the cervical line right there. And the labial ridge, which is a very prominent characteristic of canines because they are so pointed and sharp. So let's come into focus. If you can see, the labial ridge runs right there. And it's like a meeting of those two. Other than that, there we have it. Tooth model 27, which is the right mandibular canine. Right mandibular canine.